Could this habit be messing with your health? Have you ever stopped to think if something you've been doing for years might not be so harmless anymore? As we get older, our bodies change plain and simple, and stuff we never thought twice about when we were younger might be hitting us differently now. Take masturbation, for example. Most people think of it as harmless, even healthy, and sure, it can be in moderation, but what if you're over 65 and it's quietly affecting your energy, your mood, your sleep, even your heart? That's exactly what we're diving into today. They're not here to scare you, but to help you understand what your body might be trying to tell you, because sometimes it whispers before it starts shouting. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer picture of how this one habit can influence different parts of your health and what small changes can make a big difference. Let's get into it. Part 2, putting extra pressure on your heart without even realizing it. You probably wouldn't connect masturbation with heart health, right? But here's the thing, anything that causes a sudden spike in your heart rate and blood pressure can be risky. Especially after 65, we were younger, our blood vessels were more flexible, our hearts bounced back faster. But now, not so much. Your body doesn't handle sudden intensity the way it used to. So even something as quick and private as masturbation can put unexpected strain on your cardiovascular system. Think about it, have you ever climbed a flight of stairs or carried groceries and felt your heart working overtime? Same thing can happen here, but with zero warm-up. William's wake up call. William 72, pretty healthy guy, ate right, walked daily, stayed active. But after private time, he started feeling short of breath. One time, he even had some tightness in his chest. He brushed it off like most of us would. But when he brought it up at his regular checkup, his doctor wasn't surprised. Turns out a sudden jolt to the system, especially for older folks, can throw your heart off balance. Now, this doesn't mean you have to stop altogether, but it's about listening to your body and not pushing it past its limit. Sometimes even a small slowdown can make a huge difference. Part 3, that brain fog. Yeah, your nervous system might be tired. Here's something most folks never even think about. Masturbation doesn't just affect your body, it hits your nervous system too. And if you're doing it often, especially at this age, it can leave you feeling drained, foggy, and just off. See, your brain's like a battery. Every time you do something physical, emotional, or even just concentrate hard, you're using up some of that charge. Back in the day, that battery recharged fast, but now it takes longer. So when you're constantly hitting that dopamine button, your brain might start running on empty. Richards, what the heck is happening? Moment Richards, 69, retired teacher. Smart guy, but lately he's been dragging through the day, waking up tired, taking naps, struggling to focus. He figured, just getting older. But when he took a break from some private habits, boom, energy came back, focus sharpened, even his sleep improved. Turns out, too much stimulation can throw off your whole balance. That feel-good chemical, dopamine, gets burned out, and when that happens, nothing feels exciting anymore. Not hobbies, not food, not even good news. The fix: give your brain some breathing room. Cut back a little, space things out. You'll be surprised how fast your energy and motivation come back online. Part 4, think it helps you sleep. Think again. A lot of folks think, hey, if I do it before bed, it helps me relax and sleep better. And maybe back in your 30s, that was true. But now, not exactly. As we age, sleep gets lighter, and your body's more sensitive to what happens right before bedtime. Masturbation causes a spike in dopamine, that pleasure chemical. But too much dopamine right before bed, it messes with melatonin, the hormone that tells your body, yo, time to shut down. That's why some older adults knock out fast, but then wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., tossing and turning, wondering why they still feel tired in the morning. Jess, sleep struggle. Gerald, 74, always used to be an early riser, but these days, he'd fall asleep okay, but wake up 4 or 5 times a night, and no matter what routine he tried, he still felt groggy in the morning. Then he came across some info about dopamine vs melatonin, made a couple small changes to his night routine, and guess what? His sleep finally started to feel like sleep again. One more thing, your nervous system stays hyped up after stimulation. And if you're already dealing with stuff like restless leg syndrome, cramps, or sleep issues, that little extra jolt can throw off your whole night. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested, it's when your body repairs itself, your brain, heart, immune system, all of it. So if your sleep's been off lately, this habit might be messing with more than you think. Part 5, your prostate's not loving it, and neither's your bladder. Look, most guys don't want to talk about their prostate, but let's be real. After 65, that little gland starts acting up whether you like it or not. It naturally gets bigger with age. It's called BPH, totally normal. But when you're constantly stimulating that area, you might be making things worse without even realizing it. Suddenly, you're peeing more often, waking up at night to go, or feeling like your bladder's still full even after you just went. And yeah, you guessed it, your habit might be adding fuel to the fire. Harold's I gotta go again. Situation Harold 70 used to have a bladder like a steel trap, now has up 2 or 3 times a night, and sometimes even feels a leak when he laughs or sneezes. At first, he thought, well, I'm just getting old. But then he learned that overstimulating the prostate can make it more sensitive and cause temporary swelling that throws off your whole plumbing system. So he pulled back a little and added some simple pelvic floor exercises. Yeah, guys can do them too. Couple weeks later, big difference, less urgency, better control, more peace of mind. Here's the deal. Your pelvic muscles ain't built to be on call 24/7. Too much use without rest equals tired muscles. Just like doing leg day 5 days in a row, they start giving out, and those nerves down there, they can get overstimulated too, which means they might send false alarms to your brain like, hey, you gotta pee, even when you don't. The good news, it's fixable. Ease up a bit, stretch those muscles, and listen to what your body's trying to tell you. Part 6, feeling off lately. Your hormones might be wigging out. You ever wake up one day feeling great, and the next day you're just kind of blah for no reason? Yeah, that might not be random. Your hormones could be on a roller coaster, and guess what's pushing the ride? Yup. That private habit. Every time you do it, your brain drops a bunch of feel-good chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, even a little testosterone. And hey, that's all fine in small doses. But do it too often, and suddenly lysopamine levels crash, testosterone dips, and your mood starts bouncing all over the place. Edward's ups and downs. Edward 68 was always a pretty steady dude, but lately, you'd have one day where he felt motivated and sharp, and the next he'd be tired, annoyed, and couldn't focus to save his life. He blamed aging at first, who wouldn't? But when he started spreading out his private time a little, his mood evened out, his energy stayed more consistent, and those blah days stopped creeping in so much. Now here's something most guys don't know. Every time you release, your body pumps out prolactin, and that stuff shuts down testosterone production temporarily. Low T equals low energy, low drive, less motivation, and sometimes even some mental fog. Again, we're not saying cut it out forever, but spacing things out gives your body time to reset and helps you feel like yourself again. Part 7, when it just doesn't feel like it used to be real with yourself for a second. Does it take longer these days? Not feel as strong, like the spark's just kinda gone? That's not just getting old. It could be because your body's been overstimulated so much, it started tuning things out. C, your nervous system. It's smart. You hit the same button over and over and over. Eventually, it stops reacting the same way. That means you need more time or more intensity. The sensation's dull, and it's just not hitting like it used to. Robert something's off moment. Robert, 73, used to be a musician, all about rhythm and feeling. But in the bedroom, his rhythm felt off. What used to feel natural and easy was now taking effort, and the pleasure kind of muted. At first, he chalked it up to aging. But after hearing other guys talk about the same thing, he realized too much stimulation equals less sensitivity. He gave his body more space between sessions, and guess what? That spark started to come back. Everything felt clearer, more alive. Another piece of the puzzle, nerve fatigue. Just like overworking your arms or legs, you can burn out your nerve endings too. And when that happens, you're not just numb physically, you might also feel emotionally flat, like nothing's exciting anymore. The cool part, it's reversible. Give it time, back off a bit, and your body resets. It's not about quitting, it's about keeping it meaningful, not mechanical. Part 8, feeling lonely. This might be why. Let's get real for a second. You ever find yourself spending more time alone than you used to? Maybe you stopped calling your buddies. Maybe going out feels like a chore now. Or maybe you just feel kinda disconnected. Sometimes that quiet habit we rely on for stress relief or comfort, it starts replacing real connection and we don't even notice. Humans are built for touch, bonding, interaction. When that goes missing, even if you're keeping yourself occupied, your brain knows something's off. James stopped reaching out. James, 75, lost his wife a few years back. Good guy, good heart, but lately he's been drifting. He filled his days with TV chores, little routines, but slowly he stopped calling old friends. And even when he did, it felt more like an obligation than something he actually wanted to do. He didn't connect the dots at first, but after reflecting, he realized that solo habit he leaned on for comfort was slowly pulling him away from people. So he made a small promise to himself, one call a week, one outing. coffee with a friend, and you know what? His mood lifted. That gray cloud started to clear. Here's why it matters. When you connect with others, even just a handshake or a hug, your body releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It helps you feel seen, safe, and emotionally full. And you isolate, oxytocin drops, and that can lead to loneliness, even mild depression, without you knowing why. So if being social feels like work lately, maybe it's time to ask yourself, what am I replacing connection with? Try shifting things, pick up the phone, join a local group. Just be around people again. You'd be surprised what that does to your heart. Part 9, when the bathroom starts calling too much. All right, let's talk about something most guys avoid: bladder issues. If you're suddenly making more trips to the bathroom, especially at night, or you're feeling like you gotta go even when you just went, you might be dealing with more than just age. Yeah, the pelvic floor, the group of muscles that helps you hold it in, gets weaker over time. That's natural. Nansiga, time you peg. But if you're overstimulating that area too often, those muscles might be getting worn out without a chance to recover. Harold in the Midnight Rush, Harold 70, retired mechanic, always had control until lately. Suddenly he's waking up 3-4 times a night, sometimes even leaks a little when laughing or sneezing. The dude's frustrated, tired, and confused. After digging into it a bit, he realized too much action equals too much strain, so he cut back on the frequency, added a few simple pelvic floor exercises to his day, and boom, within a couple weeks, big change. Better sleep, better control, and way fewer bathroom runs. Here's the thing, your pelvic floor is like any other muscle. Group you overwork it without rest, it starts slacking. And those nerves down there, they can get overstimulated too. Which means your brain might be getting false alarms from your bladder like, hey, emergency, when really you're fine. The good news, this is totally manageable. Back off a bit, strengthen those muscles, and pay attention to what your body's telling you. It's not about giving something up forever, it's about feeling in control again. Part 10, wrapping it up. Your body's talking. You just gotta listen. All right, let's take a second and breathe. We've covered a lot in this video. What's the bottom line? It's a thing you've been doing for years, maybe without thinking twice, might be messing with your energy, sleep, mood, bladder, and even your heart. Does that mean you've got to quit it forever? Nah, it just means it's time to find some balance. Because here's the deal, the older we get, the more important it is to listen when the body starts whispering. And if we don't, well, that whisper turns into a shout. Pay attention to the signs. You always feel tired, mood all over the place, waking up at night a lot, not feeling the same spark you used to. Trouble peeing or going too much could be your body trying to tell you something, and maybe, just maybe, pulling back a little might help you feel a whole lot better. If you found this information helpful, give the video a like and subscribe to support us in creating more content like this. Remember, getting to know your body is a journey, and we're in it together.